your new Toyota Starlet Cross. Own it.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Kaizer Chiefs have won the Nedbank Cup, the FA Cup of South African football. That means Kaizer Chiefs win their first trophy in 10 years. That's ridiculous. It's impossible. It's remarkable. It's extraordinary. It's incredible. Never in our lifetimes did we think that it will take 10 years, but it happened against their nemesis. It's as if the story was written by one of the most devious writers of movies, of plays, of books. The idea that you could actually go 10 years as the biggest country, the biggest team that this country has ever seen. Number two, you break that trophy drought against your biggest enemy, your father, which is Orlando Pirates. They could have broken the drought in 2019 against TS Galaxy, a team that's smaller than them. But no, the writers, the football gods said, you will break the drought after 10 years exactly so that you can learn your lessons if you want to, and you will break it against your biggest rivals. It's the most beautiful story ever written, but also the most dramatic, tragic, sad stories ever written. Yusuf Mard on the volley, one of the most beautiful goals in a final, with his wicker foot. Well done. Well done to Kaizer Chiefs. Please subscribe to iDiskiTV. Pep Guardiola, in moments like these, you get paid to describe to us what happened. What did you see? Talk about the moment as well. The winning of a trophy for Chiefs.
Mr. Nkeu, a very interesting one. Let me greet the technical director.
Yeah.
Ngbulisu Chunyakanya, Ngbulisu now, Mr. Nkeu, Ngbulisu Chasta.
Yes, sir.
I think everyone in the season, while the season is going on as analysts, I think these are the games that we earn the big bucks for.
Yep.
These are the games that even football players, the fans, sponsors, that everybody is looking forward to. You're looking at the fact that the Kaizer Chiefs wins their first trophy. Congratulations to the management, congratulations to the board, congratulations to the Kaizer Chiefs sponsors, but most importantly, Nkulego, congratulations to those loyal fans. They've got the most loyal fans in the country. You look at the fact that they've been supporting the team through thick and thin, Nkulego. This club has been through a lot, and we've once had a conversation, you and I, that for you to be world class, you need to be willing to go through longer formats of things. And this is living proof that football is moving in a direction where even the biggest clubs need to work extremely hard.
Absolutely.
To achieve things. It is good for football. Not only for South African football, but for football, that a team like Kaizer Chiefs, they have to work. Because even them winning this trophy in Nkulego, it is not the be end and all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that needs to go
There's a league
there.
match next week.
Yeah.
There's another league season opening in 2 months' time.
Yeah.
They can't bask in this glory, but let's talk about this moment.
Yeah.
I asked Junior a very important question. How is South Africa going to look like if Chiefs wins? How do you think the country is going to look like tonight? The feeling of the fans?
Mr. Nkeo, I grew up in Soweto, mina noto Vilagazi. And to be honest with you, imoto zizo spino namhlanje. People, the where there's alcoholic beverages, places, Zobumnandi, I think in Nkulego it's going to be epic today. We're going to see even kids for the first time. Abantwana 5 years, they've never seen Kaizer Chiefs win a trophy. There's families that are big Kaizer Chiefs supporters. In Soweto, there's over 5 houses that are painted ngezindlu ze-Kaizer Chiefs. You look at those fans in Nkulego, there's over 4 million people just in Soweto alone. Durban has over 2 million fans. You look at the country as a whole, they've got a massive following. And what this means in Nkulego, it's life-changing, it's iconic, it's a beautiful story, it's history. And those players have written history for themselves. You look at Coach Nabi and his technical team, he comes into a team that Kaizer Chiefs has always been under pressure. And this is a beautiful moment for him, for the players, for the fans, for people that come from the community, I say Soweto, from people that support the Chiefs, people that have been there, which means for the fans, about social media, the fans that always go to the stadium, people like Abu Papawa, people like Abu Menpi, people that have suffered. I don't want to, people like Abu Machaka. Congratulations to Umachaka also, because he's a staunch Kaizer Chiefs fan. But I think this is more than just a trophy in Nkulego. I think this means more than just a trophy. I think it feels like a movie where we've seen a kid, Cape Town, it's a beautiful story where we see the rise of Umtuana working very hard, going through phases of life, going through challenges, but you keep on believing, you keep on having the right attitude, you do not give up, you have the right confidence, you have the right confidence to even attack the problems in life. It's a beautiful story, man. I can't, for me, I really want to speak about other things like squad auditing, how can they improve into going into this season. But when you look at the fact that it's been 10 years, they deserve it, Mr. Nkeo. Honestly, they deserve it because It's a team. It's one of the biggest football club. Nkulego,
It's the biggest football club in this country.
Nkulego, today I slept around 2 because I spent a lot of time watching those videos. I was seeing Abu Shane post on social media. People did not sleep. You look at every garage, each and every garage, Nkulego, the Kaizer Chiefs fan. The travel from Joburg to Durban, from these different provinces, was a beautiful thing to watch. It's an experience. I hope people took content. I hope there's people that really capitalized on this beautiful moment. Because not only just analysts, football players, teams, I think fans benefit. I think Abu Mama, you have no idea what this means for Kaizer Chiefs. It benefits a security guard. Each and every family member has a security person. And when Chiefs does this, that means more opportunities for those people. Abu Mama bathengisayo, Kaizer Chiefs is one of the most well clubs but most supported teams. My Chiefs yenza so they fill the stadiums. That means labo mama bathengisayo ba benefit nkuleko. The economy of the country on its own. Hotels have benefited. Ama isanko has benefited. Transport buses have benefited. Even iPrasa, they even made an advert to promote this game. What this game means for players like Abumtu, players like Abutuba, players that come from it development, it means so much to them because for them to win a trophy for Kaizer Chiefs as a development player is so amazing.
Go back to the game.
Yeah.
You mentioned him.
Yeah.
An argument can be made that he changed the game for Chiefs. When he was introduced with 25 minutes left, that's when the game swung into Chiefs' favor. This is the thing that we were talking about with Umtu. Take on your man. He was willing to do that tonight. Take on your man, create goal-scoring opportunities. If you miss, it's fine, but you can't be timid. Receive the ball, pass it backwards. Receive the ball, pass it to someone else. Take on your man. He changed the game for Chiefs today.
Nkulego, the one thing that I'm always criticizing him to stop playing like a player who lacks confidence.
Yep.
And today he came onto the game and he was a difference maker in my opinion. He came in, added a lot of energy, was willing to initiate, was willing to take on his people, was willing to dribble and get into the box and make sure that when Zama turnovers for Kaizer Chiefs, you look at the impact that he's made, even not Eshi Tupis. What Eshi Tupis I like about him is that he was willing to stretch the defense of Orlando Pirates. But for me, Ntu Shabalala, Yusuf Mart, that is a beautiful story. Because you check his season come to, he started very well. He was getting all the praise. He plays that negative pass in the derby. The entire country is on his back. Yusuf Mart has been under pressure as a Kaizer Chiefs captain, and he scores that volley. For me, those players and their story, it's so beautiful. I'm excited to see Yusuf Mart trophy from a human perspective. I'm not talking from a profession, because from a professional, there's so many things that he can improve. It's not, for sure. There's so many things he needs to improve. Umtu Shabalala himself, can he build from this performance? Can he build from that 15 minutes? Because this is what big players do. Big players for big games. Yes, there's so many things he has to improve, but it's very important for him to understand. In these games, moments like that matter. Because even in the game, it was a game of moments. Yeah. It was not a technical game.
It was not a good game.
Not a good game to watch. Not a technical game. Not a tactical game. Players, some of those players were nervous. Some of them were playing the event. You could see Nkulego. Coaches were playing the moment. If there's a run behind, you play the ball. If it's a set piece, we try and strategize of how to capitalize on the set piece. We defend the moment. We play the moment. You could see that where even Nama cross pass was something that was a sketch. Yes, but we didn't see too many of them. They did not play in crucial position. The ball was not playing in a high pressure zone. Wonka ball be receiver center back, long, and then every team was competing for the second ball. Why? Each and every player was scared to make a mistake. Because they knew that this is a game of consequence. You lose this match, the media is on your back, the fans are on your back.
Orlando Pirates are a better club than Chiefs in terms of the strength of the squad.
Yeah.
There's no argument about that. Those players are fabulous. They went missing tonight. Where were they? Because as soon as when Chiefs were about to score their second goal, the game was already swinging in Chiefs' favor. This game was not a good game to watch, really, to be genuinely honest. But the team that's good on paper and it's been good in reality, it can be said that they have not pitched up. Where were they? What happened to them? What happened to Tito Maswanganyi? What happened to Moha Unkota? What happened to Nkosema 2000?
Nkulego, this is something that I've been saying the entire season. And you will never, team my winner. You won't see it. And it's very difficult to convince people when the team is winning. It's very difficult to win football matches when you don't control the game. There was a period in the game where Orlando Pirates had they had the momentum of the game. I don't want to say dominating. That's why I'm correcting myself.
Because they never dominated.
They never dominated.
Both of them never dominated each other.
Orlando Pirates has a better squad. You are playing against Kaizer Chiefs, abadlali finder. And by me saying finder, Kaizer Chiefs, for me, you could see that they did not have a tactical plan coming into this game. They said to themselves, we are going to play the moment. We are going to fight and win our jewels. But with Orlando Pirates, with a better season, with a better quality, with a better technical team that has been together for 3 years, these are the moments where Mbata is important. These are the moments where Umakaula is important. Because now, Umakaula, they need him for a different reason. They need him to attract one of the midfielders. But now, in this game, Kulego, they needed him to be on the ball. And on the ball, he was nowhere to be found. Mbata plays very well in terms of being energetic, Uyavela, but every time he misplaces passes. So for me, Orlando Pirates lost the game in midfield. This was the game where they were supposed to show that they are high-profile players, that they are national team players.
But the interesting thing, sorry to cut your train of thought, is that the midfielders, the Orlando Pirates, are always not good. Like because Pirates wins, it's difficult to critique them, but we do our job in this country. We are unique. That's why we get the big bucks and the big eyes that we get, in that we will still say Pirates won 5-0, but they didn't have a midfielder playing. It is games like these, or in every single game, where you need your Godfrey Sapola, your Elder Bedinia, your Thabo Ngomeni, your John Mueti, your Tso Vilakazi to make in the midfield. You can't keep on winning matches just because Umufugeng is a generational talent, Ngavela Zenzele, Tito Maswangani, Muha Ngota can do something special. Every single time, they don't win the game in the midfield, and today it caught up with them.
Nkulego, our analysis has never been based on the result. And I'm very aggressive with this. Because when I analyze football, my analysis has never been based on the result. It's always been based on performance.
Whether you win or lose.
Win or lose. And also trying to understand what the coaches are trying to do. For me, this is one of the reasons why Tito overdoes. Because today, Chiefs was very intelligent. Utso was right. There's one thing. You did not see a lot of him because he was following it. They knew that Tito wants to drop into the deep position so that he can find those vertical passes. But now, you kill Tito out of the game. The player that also plays in moments, because Urile is such a good player that he doesn't have to be good in between the 9 minutes. He can play a moment, in between the moments. And then he's a mouse, he's a ghost. A boxing, it becomes dangerous, a punish. But now Chiefs was very intelligent in dealing with him. Credit to Kwinika, because he was not dangerous. He was watching him, Magaya wide, he would follow him wide. When he comes inside, he would follow him inside. And now, when those two players are out of the game, you need someone who is going to progress the play to them. You've killed that supply. You are giving that responsibility to Umbogazi. Umbogazi, if they don't find those passes, now that responsibility has to be Iyama midfielder. More especially when they don't have pressure.
You notice that Umbogazi is a better midfielder than those two midfielders.
He thrives into midfield. And for me, this is something that's so important. That's why midfield players need to be almost complete. The reason why they need to be almost complete. Sometimes when the coach's instruction doesn't work, let's dominate these guys. Can I win my jewel, Gumart? Can I win my jewel, Gumbata as well? Can we play the ball? Here, even if Roger says to me, play a diagonal ball, support the second ball, compress the space. No. Chiefs is not pressing me. Ulentuza has a defensive role to follow Tito. Then Kaula, can I take initiative? Can we retain the ball, keep the ball, allow them to come to our half? When they come to our half, then we free Abon Kota, then we free Abon Fukeng. The reason why you did not see Abon Fukeng today is because everyone began Maki 1v1, and everyone could go 1v1. Who do you need now? You need players who have something a little bit special. A short sprint, get the ball 10, progress the ball, combination play. If you have to dribble. That's why Abom 2, they were so important when they come in. Because Abom 2, when they came in, that's exactly what the game needed. The game did not need a pass. The game needed someone who was a combiner or someone who was a dribbler in nature.
He did things for himself. He never gave responsibility to anyone else. Wednesday is in He had two moments. He wasn't that dominant, but he had 2 or 3 moments. One of them was when that led to the goal because he was willing to take people on. Because our videographer is telling us about the time, just reflect on this win for Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, Nkulego, for me, a big win. But for me, let's speak squad auditing and team auditing. I think this is the right time for them to talk about that and to have those conversations. Going into preparing preseason, because now they need to prepare preseason.
The interesting question is, do they trust Nabi? You see, now, here's something interesting that happened. And this is why millionaires are millionaires and billionaires are billionaires. And those of us who are leaders in this country and in the world, we are leaders for a reason. You can look at people winning, and because we are leaders and we are bright, we can say, this is actually shit. This guy is going to take us to the grave. He's not good enough. I'm not saying Chiefs must do that. I'm saying if you are given by God the responsibility to lead so that you can be in the 1% or 10% in the world, as leaders, as money makers, as movers and shakers, your eye your eye says to you, my child has passed, but she only passed by 80%. We can get to 100%.
Yeah.
Now, Manchester United beats Man City last year in the FA Cup final with Erik ten Hag, a shit coach. Manchester United is a multi-billion institution. It's the most valuable club in the world, maybe with Real Madrid, but it's very popular in Man United and they make a lot of money. They beat Man City. They have a shit season. They beat Man City in the FA Cup final because Pep Guardiola is emotional. He lost in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League, whatever. Manchester United makes a mistake. They give Erik ten Hag an extension of a 2-year contract, which they had to pay. So it's the FA Cup last game of the current season. They say to him, "Qhubeka ndoda." But they've been looking at him the whole season. It's not like he only played the FA Cup. Qhubeka, he was not good enough, but he won the FA Cup. They give him a contract extension. It didn't take them more than 3 months next season. So it's May, June, July, it's pre-season. They allow him to fuck up their pre-season, to fuck up their budget, to sign players. It was August, September. Maybe by the end of September, they want to fire him because they made a mistake of the euphoria of winning a trophy. Now, it's a long-winded question. I apologize for it.
No problem.
Now, Nabi, Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
Do they look at this and say, a cup win, we're going together with you in the future, even though you are number 9 in the log, and you didn't come only for 3 months, it's your whole season.
Yeah.
Umsebenzi wakho. You didn't inherit anything from anyone. Umsebenzi wakho ukuba number 9 currently in the season. You have 2 matches to get to the top 8. There's only 2 matches left in the league. What do they do now?
Can I speak my mind? I mean, I always speak my mind, but I'm going to speak my mind now, Nkuleo. This is a crucial time for Kaizer Chiefs. That's why I spoke about squad auditing and team auditing. This is the time where Kaizer Chiefs need to make crucial decisions. And by mean crucial decisions, they're going to have to answer questions in terms of auditing the technical team. By me saying that, they're going to have to be brutally honest. This is the time, Nkulego, where this team needs to make the transition. And by making that transition, they need to make a decision whether they help Unabi by adding into the technical team or they release him.
They decide what he's not good enough.
He's not good enough because
whether that's right or wrong,
Yes.
they need to use their vision to see that he's good enough or not good enough.
Because this is already a year's plan. And in the year, for them, this cannot be successful. Congratulations for winning the Nedbank Cup. But if they have to be realistic with team auditing and squad auditing, they need how many players? Which are the players are they looking to bring? What are they looking to do? Who do they need? Nkulego, when you're building a team and when you're auditing a team, you first audit the technical team. Has the technical team reached their goals? Has the technical team achieved what they needed to achieve? For me, in my opinion, other than the cup, they haven't been successful. Secondly, some of those players need to be audited. Every big team has 25 players. And in those 25 players, 10 players are high-profile players that have been given a big salary. The rest of the 10 players are players that have the potential to break through into the team. So in those 10 players that are high-profile players, most of those players, you've got a goalkeeper who's a high-profile player. 7 of those players must make a starting 11. 10 of those players must be players that can break into the starting 11. And then the other 5, where you have a development goalkeeper. You will have those 4 who are development players that have the potential to play for the first team. Those are the crucial decisions they have to make. Okay, Junior Mtaung now needs to say, when auditing the squad, the budget is there, the technical team is there, how much are we spending in terms of salaries, and now in terms of tactical culture. We've won the Nedbank Cup. We are 9th on the log. We want to qualify for MTN 8. What are the possibilities for us to at least close the gap with regards to the teams that we are competing with? For me, those are the big questions they have to ask. Audit the technical team. Was the technical team successful? Do we need to add numbers there? In terms of squad auditing, what kind of players do we need? What positions do we need? That will give them in terms of the profile of players, the personnel that they need in terms of continuation.
Thank you so much, Guardiola. We're eating into the time of the rest of the gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. Pre-season is June and July. Yeah. You can either give it to one coach who can mess it up for you next season, or you can give it to someone and say, we are entrusting you to push the squad forward. That could be a new coach or continuing with the current coach as well. With the euphoria of winning tonight, first win in 10 years, you forget about that and you say, is this the right man? iDiski TV, iDiski Times was sports betting. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami Lindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiski TV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi bafowethu, I'm a coach for life. They are back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiski TV.